What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So for this video, I'm going to be installing a full carbon fiber aero kit on my BMW F80 as promised in my last video. So as you guys can see behind me here, I have an assortment of carbon fiber pieces. You guys can see a new front lip, some side skirts, and then a new diffuser kit. Now for those of you who may be new here and haven't really been following, you guys may have noticed I already have a front lip on the car, but if you look closely, it is damaged, and I went over how I damaged it in my last video. So if you guys want to check out that video to see the explanation, it's in that video. But I went ahead and just got a whole new front lip there. As you guys can see, it's the same exact style as the one that's on the car, just undamaged. But in addition, like I said, I got the side skirts and the diffuser to complete the whole look, since I've only been running the front lip by itself with no side skirts and no diffuser, so it kind of just looks incomplete. So yeah, I'm fairly certain these pieces will give the F80 exactly what it needs to get that super clean, aggressive, and overall complete and modified look. So yeah, I am super excited to see how this will actually turn out. So taking a closer look here at the carbon pieces. So for the front lip, I have the CS style front lip, which is the exact same style I already have on the car. But like I said, it's damaged. You can kind of see it right there. And then for the side skirts, I have the M Performance style, which is just a simple, like flat, straight design. Nothing crazy. And then for the diffuser, I have the 3-piece V style. Now as far as installing these, they should be pretty straightforward. I already know how to install the front lip since I already have this exact front lip on the car. I just need to remove that one and put this one on. Now for the side skirts, I think they are going to require a bit of fabrication, since I am going to have to cut some pieces out around where the jack points are on the car, since they're kind of preventing the side skirts from sitting how they're supposed to sit underneath the side skirt. They're supposed to be pushed farther inward underneath the car, but the jack points are in the way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut out some little areas for the jack points. Now for the diffuser, it should be pretty straightforward, but I am gonna have to drill some holes so that they line up with the holes on the rear bumper. I did once again put some scrape guards on the bottom of the front lip here to help prevent the front lip from taking damage going over dips, so it can scrape a little bit if it needs to. Also, I did ceramic coat all of these parts, so that should help with fading and yellowing from being in the sun for long periods of time. So yeah, I think that's everything. So let's go ahead and get started on installing these pieces. I am going to start with the front lip first and then just move to the back. So I'll do the front lip, side skirts, and then the diffuser last. But yeah, let's go ahead and lift the car up. So taking a closer look here at my current front lip, here's a closer look at the damage here. You guys can see it made contact right there, and it just basically like cracked this, and then it like caved in underneath here. As you guys can kind of see, it like caved in like on this section on the bottom, but then like over here it isn't really caved in. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but once I take the lip off, I'll be able to show you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this front lip real quick. So I just finished up removing my current front lip, and you guys can see here the damage that was done to it. You can see it like detached there on the back side, and then on the bottom you guys can see it like caved in over here somehow. And yeah, this lip, like I said, only lasted a week before this happened. But hopefully now that I know how to like navigate out of my driveway, the new front lip will last much longer. So yeah, that is going in the trash. Now let's go ahead and put the new front lip on. Alright, so I just finished up installing the new front lip, and as you guys can see, it is on there perfectly. Looks so much better now without that crack and all that damage that was once there. It's got a nice clean look. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the side skirts, and let me show you guys why I'm going to have to cut a bit of the side skirts so that they fit properly. Alright, so I just have the side skirt resting on the quick jack, so now I could easily show you right there. You guys can see the jack point, and then this little area here that's also sticking down and preventing the side skirt from being positioned more inward in the correct spot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut like an area from like here all the way over here, but on the inner part of the side skirt, not out here. Obviously this is the part that's going to be shown, but yeah, from like around here to there, and then a little bit of the inside there from here to here on both sides, because the jack point up there also, as you guys can see. And the front here is just the jack point, so it'll be a smaller section that I need to cut out for the jack point so that this seats properly. So I went ahead and just scratched in some marks here, some lines, so I know where to cut. So right here, and then over here, and the jack point will fit there, and then another little piece that's sticking down. This is the rear side here. And then in the front, same thing, just made some marks there. The jack point will fit right in between here. So I'm gonna be using this like power Dremel cutting tool here to cut those sections out. Now this is my first time doing something like this, so hopefully this goes as planned. So it is now a few days later. I actually ended up not being able to finish putting on all of the pieces. I only was able to put the front lip on, as you guys can see, the initial day I started doing this. But hopefully today I will be able to finish up, and we will have the side skirts and the diffuser on the car. So I had left off with the side skirts. I had just finished up cutting out these sections here for the jack points, as you can see. And as you can see, those cuts are not clean at all. Like I said, this was my first time cutting anything like this. But, I mean, nobody's gonna see this area, so it doesn't really matter how clean they look. But yeah, now, let's go ahead and try to get these side skirts on to the car. Alright, so I just finished up installing the side skirts. As you can see here, these side skirts have a more subtle, not as aggressive look, which is what I was going for. I did not want a super aggressive side skirt design. I know a pretty popular side skirt design is the PSM style, which is a super aggressive side skirt. And for me, it's just kind of too much. I like this look here that's more subtle. I think it flows pretty well with the edge of the front lip here. It's about the same size. I think if I would have gotten a more aggressive side skirt that stuck out more, it kind of would have bothered me. This just sits super flush and symmetrical with the side skirt on the car, and I think this just looks really good. Now, as you guys saw, I just simply secured it with some screws underneath there. You guys can see one there, and then one over there, one on each end, and then I put one more right here. So there's in total 5 screws securing the side skirt on this side, and then the other side also there's 5 screws, and that's really all you need. I don't think you need any sort of bolts and nuts for the side skirts. I've just been securing my side skirts with screws on both of my previous BMWs, and I never had an issue of them like coming off or anything. I think since it's not really in contact with anything and there's no like downforce from like air, unlike, you know, the front lip that always has a pretty high amount of like force from the air when you're driving, obviously. So the front lip definitely needs some nuts and bolts to secure it to the front bumper, but these should be good. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. As I press it down here, it's not coming off. So now we can go ahead and move on to the final piece or pieces, and that would be the diffuser. As you guys know, I already have a carbon fiber diffuser on here from the previous owner. This is just simply the genuine performance style diffuser you can get from BMW, but it's really not that aggressive, and with these larger exhaust tips, it definitely needs a bigger diffuser, and the one I got I think will make this rear end look super aggressive. So here's a look at the diffuser again. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a 3-piece V-style diffuser, and as you guys can see, the center section here is much larger and more aggressive looking, and then it comes with some rear canards or rear extensions that go on the sides of the rear bumper that just kind of bring everything together. Now I am gonna have to drill some holes since no holes came with these, but they made some indents for where the holes are supposed to go. Probably gonna have to drill some holes there, and then the same thing on this side, as you can see there. So obviously before I put on the new diffuser, I'm gonna have to remove this diffuser. So Alright, so I just finished up installing all of the pieces for the rear diffuser. So real quickly, let me show you guys how I bolted them to the bumper. So for the rear canards, I just simply bolted them to the bumper with a couple of bolts. As you can see right there, there's just two. I simply used the holes that were already in the bumper that the 8mm screws were in. Just simply had to drill new holes into the canard that lined up with the holes on the bumper, and I was able to do that by just simply scratching in like a little mark from the inside of the bumper here in the hole, so that I had a general idea of where to drill the hole. And so I went in and drilled the hole, fed these bolts through the holes, and then put a nut and a washer on the inside of the bumper here. That's why I had to take off the wheel, and then I tightened it down, and as you guys can see, this thing is very secure and tight. This thing's not coming off. So yeah, that's how I did the rear canards. Same exact thing on the other side over there. So yeah, the centerpiece was very easy. I just simply had to drill a hole in this little section here where it meets with rear canard. Just had to drill one hole and then secure it with the 8mm screw that was already in the same exact spot. So I had to do it on this side right here and then on the other side as well. And that was it. So we are officially done. So let me go ahead and lower the car and get it off the quick check so that we can take a nice look at these new pieces that I just put on the car. Alright, so the F80 is back on the ground off of the quick jack. Now before we take a look at the new carbon pieces, there's one more carbon piece I want to add to the car, because because I feel like it's only fitting now that we just added a bunch of carbon pieces. This piece also needs to be carbon fiber, and that piece or those pieces would be the front grills. As you guys can see, the grills I have currently have a gloss black finish, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace the outer frame of these grills with a pair of carbon fiber outer frame pieces here, as you can see. That way it will match with all of the new carbon pieces that we just added to the car. Alright, so here it is, you guys, the new look of the F80 M3, and right off the bat I just have to say this turned out exactly how I hoped it would. The car looks absolutely amazing. The car looks that much cleaner and that much more aggressive now, and just overall just a complete clean look with all of the carbon aero pieces now, with the side skirts and the diffuser and the front lip. So taking a closer look at all of the pieces now, so we started off with a new front lip. So we have a nice clean undamaged front lip, CS style front lip specifically. In addition, we have the new carbon grills that I just put on to match with all of the other carbon pieces that I have on the front bumper, the upper splitters, the lower splitters, and the front lip. All of these pieces together just make the front end look so clean and aggressive. And then moving on, of course, to the new side skirts that we just put on. As I mentioned already, these do not have a super aggressive look and design to them. They are more of a subtle, more OEM plus look. Nothing crazy, but like I said, that is what I was going for. I did not want something that was super aggressive. But yeah, these look super clean. Came out exactly how I hoped they would. Go ahead and get a better look here with everything. Here's a look at the side skirts from the rear, so you guys can see here. And then of course we have the new diffuser. Now this probably is my most favorite addition because it just made the rear end look so much more aggressive. And as I mentioned in my last video, the exhaust tips looked kind of too big with the previous diffuser I had on, but with this diffuser, the centerpiece is much bigger, so it just goes way better with these bigger exhaust tips. Just overall looks so much better and more proportionate. You can see now also how the mud flaps look with the rear canards. They actually look just fine. They don't look weird in my opinion. They flow pretty nicely. Here's a look at the side skirts on this side. Looks exactly the same. Just there's not as much sunlight over here. Here's a nice side view of the car here. Sitting perfectly on these EMD lowering springs. This car looks absolutely stunning, you guys. Man, the car looks so good, you guys. So yeah, overall, this is nowhere near the most aggressive setup I can run on this car. However, I think it is the perfect setup to be running right now since the car is still pretty much stock. Nothing crazy has been done with it. I'm still on the stock wheels. You know, I don't have more aggressive looking aftermarket wheels. So yeah, I think this setup just fits the car perfectly, at least for right now. Later down the road, I might try different styles of the carbon aero, so like a different style front lip, different style side skirt, and a different style diffuser. But for now, this setup will do. It still looks super clean and absolutely amazing. So there you guys have it, the new look, or somewhat new look, of the F80. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this new setup. I think it came out absolutely amazing, definitely lived up to my expectations. The car just looks so clean. I absolutely love it. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this video. As usual, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content if you liked what you saw. I still got a lot more content with this car coming. There's still a lot of stuff I gotta do to it. So feel free to follow the build by subscribing. Also, feel free to check out inline6auto.com if you're looking for aftermarket upgrades for your BMW. A lot of the parts you guys see in my videos, including this one, will be on that website. I'll leave a link in the description of this video, as usual, if you guys want to check it out. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.